Good morning.
Good afternoon, good evening, depending on when you're listening to this broadcast. Welcome to In the Now with Mike Driggers and Brandon Heights.
Wow, that almost blew my microphone off my ear.
Did it?
The mics are
volume's
working great
loud.
this morning. It must be the clarity of the storm.
It is. It is.
I woke up this morning and I could just feel the wind. I'm like, is the heater blowing through the house, or is that's the wind outside? It was like these tsunamis coming through here in Sacramento. It was like, bam, they hit for like 20 minutes, then it opens up. Then they hit for like 20 minutes, and then it opens up. It was like really, really intense rain. People were sending me pictures of their yards flooding. I had parts of my yard with big ponds in them. It was amazing.
Yeah, I didn't have it as bad coming up, the freeway. I got an hour drive. I hit some of it, but really didn't hit that much until I got closer to Sacramento.
Yeah.
So it's just up in this area.
Sacramento gets some good rain. I lived in Oregon for a while, and it either rained in the morning or rained at night, but not like it does in Sacramento. Like when it rains here, you can't even see the car in front of you.
So it must be snowing then up in
Oh my gosh.
Tahoe.
Everyone's loving the fact that there's going to be a longer spring snow.
Yeah.
There's just so much powder getting dumped up there.
Yeah, well, that's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
Time to go skiing. Of course, I'm much of the bunny slope and the bar. Hang out in there,
Yeah, just hang out and see everybody doing their thing. And
Yep.
loving to do what they do that day. And some people are up there riding a little bit and then working from the bar area and then going back up and riding for a little longer. And they're just embracing who they are and loving what they're doing. Because, I mean, you love the snow or
Yeah.
you don't go to it.
Yeah.
Some people hate the snow and they don't even want to live anywhere near it or even be in it or have to deal with it at all. But I loved it when I was younger. I would never want to shovel my driveway again. Oh,
No,
even
that's
with a snowblower.
no fun, right? That don't look. I watch people on YouTube, all the YouTube videos of people trying to do, and they crash, slide, slip, and all kinds of havoc happens. I'm just glad I don't have to deal with it. Snow's good to go visit, and that's it.
I love the snow. I love playing it. I love snowboarding. I love taking my kids up there. I really love the fact that my 3-year-old just embraced the fact that the crash is fun. She gets on the little saucer and flies down there, rolls off of it, and jumps up and like, let's do it again. And I'm like, I remember being that fun, having that much fun doing something that you loved when you were a kid.
Which is part of our show today.
That is our show
It's
today.
embracing the authentic you, doing what you love to do.
Yeah, and everybody always says, find a job that you love to do, and sometimes you don't. Sometimes you are in corporate America and you're doing things that you're good at, but embracing a job that you love is huge. Finding something that you love that you can do for a living, amazing.
Yeah, and if you're not, then and you're not happy where you're at, then you've got to reevaluate. Do you really enjoy, want to continue down the path that you're doing, or find something that you really love, or maybe start something. Maybe you like what you do, but it's really not what you love, and you want to maybe start something on the side that it is what you love, and be passionate. And that's the one thing is that I know for myself, and Brandon, I'm sure is the same with you, that I love what I do. I love teaching. I love being on stage and speaking, which that's like the number one fear for most people, but I just love it. And then I love helping people and seeing the success and the things that they learn from us, and then most importantly, the things that I get to learn from others to be able to teach. And so I love teaching all the way around, and and what I do. So it's very passionate. I get up, I'll work late hours. I get up in the morning. It's no big deal, right? Because I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, you've created a life that's authentically you.
Yeah.
You've got this piece that actually is filling you up. So when you go into your day-to-day, it's not like you're grinding it out going, oh my gosh, this is a means to an ends. This is actually what you love doing.
Yeah, it's cool when you see folks like at our workshops and, we help eliminate some blockage in their mind, or we show them a new way of doing things, and just the light bulb that goes on and their eyes are like, wide open and like, oh my God, it's like they're experiencing something new, and I just love those moments, because that's what, why I do what I do.
Yeah, and that's why we call it design your business, gain your life. Because when you're in there and that aha moment fills up, it's like, oh my gosh, This is what I want. I wanted to create a life filled with freedom and joy and having abundance in my life.
Yeah.
And for everybody, that's different. That abundance could be on the slope. Every Saturday, I'm on the slopes all winter long. And in the summertime, I'm out surfing or I'm riding my wakeboard. Or I'm just reading a book
And just relaxing.
on my own time.
See, I'm a bass fisherman. I love fishing.
Yeah.
I love that. That's relaxing. Like, you just go out there and throw out the lure, reel it back in. 99% of the
back.
time, I don't catch anything, but that's just because I don't care.
Yeah.
But I get to relax, right?
But you've also took it and embraced who you are, and you
Sure.
know what is right for you. So the biggest thing right now for everyone listening, you've got to know what you want.
Yep.
Otherwise, what will having that do for you?
Yeah, and if
You
you
could just be walking through life going, I think this is what I need to do. But if you know what you want, it's easier to set that goal. And then when you're looking in the mirror each day and you're doing your affirmations and your words and you're going through it, or you're taking your time to preach the word or help somebody out, it's authentically you.
absolutely,
It's who you are.
absolutely. And some folks, it's amazing. Some folks don't know what they want. They're having a hard time figuring it out. And I think that what you need to do is really just analyze what you get excited about. Right? When
Yeah.
what topic do you talk about that excites you? And if that's something that you're passionate about, then go for it. Start a blog. Start blogging about it and just talking about it. I mean, it's amazing how many people have started blogs around something they're passionate about, and they make tons of money. Not right away, but over time. There's a lot of YouTube success stories and a lot of other stories that I've seen that people that are just, going out and just doing
Yeah,
what they love.
They're embracing who they are,
Yeah.
and they're sharing it. I have so many clients that tell me that my calling is to share my gift. And it's the truth. If that's really what's calling you, then you find a platform to do it. We live in a digital world. There's so many ways to share nowadays. There's so many ways to get your message out there and help other people. When we look at it, if you help enough people get what they want, then you'll have everything that you want. So when I go out and I do this and I'm helping lots of people, it's because I want to have that family life with abundance, and I want to be able to come home and enjoy that. And there's been times in my career, in my life, where I've had a job where I just didn't enjoy the off times, and that's not good.
Yeah, I had a job once until I got the paycheck, and I was like, who the heck is SDI, and why are they taking money out of my account, right?
Yeah.
I was like, that's no fun. I'm done. People taking money from me.
So today is basically a show about, creating abundance, living that authentic you, and finding out, is your day job really fulfilling you, or is it something that you need to transform into? Is there something that's better for you to be doing with the rest of your life? Because to waste your life doing something that you don't love is really wasting your life.
And time, which is the number one commodity you can never buy back.
Yeah.
Right? And you can't look, you can't be the old theory of the glass half full or half empty, right? I don't care if you're in that middle spot. I don't care if you're half full or half empty, but it's what you put in the glass that's important. If you're putting dirty water in there, then because you're just living your life because you feel that you have to by paycheck, then or you're not doing things that you really want to do, that's what's going to live. That's how you're going to live, is that dirty water. So let's put some clean water in that glass, whether half full, half empty, half whatever, right? Fill that glass. So we're going to go to commercial break. This is Mike Driggers and Brandon Heights on In the Now with Money Talk 105.5. Welcome back, and hello, Sacramento. Boy, we have a great topic today, which is embracing the authentic you, and we've got a special guest that's joining us. She's an international best-selling author, and I'm looking forward to talking to her because her number one passion, talking about passion, is that Naomi is an advocate to helping women that are trapped in corporate America and are desperate to escape, that they can, be that embracement in the mirror and go out and do some amazing things. And so she's the book that she's written is called Embrace the Mirror, which is a really great title and topic, because we were just saying that you want to embrace what you're passionate about. So let's bring to the air our good friend Naomi Sodom. Are you out there?
Yes, hi. I'm so grateful to be here with you, Michael. I'm Naomi Soderman, and I just get so excited. I'm like a kid at a candy store when I get to talk about my topic.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, you're passionate, right? That's what Brandon and I were just talking about, passionate about what you do. So tell us about Go ahead.
I heard some of the conversation backstage, and I was like, yes, he's nailing it, yes.
Well, good. So tell us about you. Tell us, how'd this come about, and then the new book. Congratulations, international best-selling book. I love it. So share with us.
Well, so what started for me was, I grew up in the inner city, very, very poor, and my father was incarcerated for 23 years, and I was the kid that really didn't think I was going to have a life, but I was a huge imagination. I had a huge imagination. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to do other things, and one of my dreams was actually to become a news anchor. Well, I'm Haitian. You just don't do stuff like that. You don't become news anchors. You don't become speakers. You don't do any of that stuff.
Who says that? Look at you. Now you're doing it.
Yeah, so I became a registered nurse. Because in my culture, we go for security over happiness, freedom, joy, and abundance, right? Mm-hmm. We go for security. So it's growing up going, okay, I have to be a nurse, I have to be a doctor, I have to be a lawyer. So you're put in those roles. So naturally, I was the gifted one in the family, so I could get the grades, so I'll become a nurse. But I have to tell you, after over a decade of doing that, I was just so unhappy. And I was literally making a lot of money in the Bay Area. I was running surgery centers for many doctors. I was the best at what I do. And people would look at my life and go, oh, my God, like, what's wrong with you? Like, you have the American dream, the two-car garage, the husband, the double income, no children. But I was like, there is something for me to do. I just can't keep going to work, working up, and feeling unfulfilled. So I never felt like I was free. Even though I had good income, I never felt joy. And so the book came about. I started looking at percentages of women that were leaving corporate America, and I was one of those women. I had my son, and my son really was the one that pushed that door open, because I wanted to be there. I wanted to be a mother. I wanted freedom. I wanted the flexibility to just drive my kid to school and not have to wake him up at 5:30 in the morning, go drop him somewhere while I go open the surgery center, I wanted more out of life. I wanted more freedom, more flexibility. And I started doing my mirror work, and I started realizing who I was. And so that's why the book titled Embrace the Mirror. And I started looking at the things that actually brought me freedom, that actually made me happy, that actually let my soul lit up. And just like you were talking about starting a blog, and so what I did was I just started writing about it.
Okay.
I just started writing about this process of discovery that I was going through, and that I discovered really who I was. And who I thought I wasn't who I was, because that's who my family made me believe to be I was,
Yeah, so, absolutely. So you mentioned something about you started doing mirroring, and for our audience, they may not know what that is. Why don't you kind of explain that? You started going through the process, and now I'm assuming that you're teaching it, but why don't you share with our audience what that means?
Yeah, the mirror work.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So what the mirror work is just basically looking at yourself in the mirror and being truthful to yourself about who you are. Taking a look at the things that you thought you like. So I had to go back into my life and go, okay, my mom always served me scrambled egg. Do I like scrambled egg? No, I don't like scrambled egg. I like egg over easy.
Gotcha.
Do I like a clean house? Do I like a dirty house? What is it that I like? I started doing all of those things, and all of the things that my family said I was, I started really looking in the mirror and taking a look at myself and saying, oh, that's not who I was.
Which
right?
a lot of folks out there are probably in that position. they're looking in the mirror and they're just reanalyzing their life as what am I doing? What am I meant to do? Am I really happy with what I'm doing?
Right, right. And so, but you have to go really deep in to discover first who you are. And a lot of people tell me, well, I can't discover my passion. I'm like, of course not. I was just talking to one of my clients the other day. I'm like, of course not. First, you need to discover who you are. Who are you? If I took away your job, if I took away your kids, if I took away everything you have, who would you be? And my client goes, well, I don't know. If you took away my career, I wouldn't know who I am. Well, you need to do that deeper work, and that's the mirror work. That's looking at yourself in the mirror and accepting who you are. Are you kind? Are you friendly? Are you over analytical? Are you a perfectionist? Look at those things about who you are and then start embracing those things, because once you start embracing those things, that's the only way you will become authentically you. You will discover what brings you joy, what brings you passion. So for me, what brings me joy is actually mentoring and speaking and teaching. Those things bring me tons of joy, and that's who I am.
That's amazing. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, you talked about, so then you found this discovery and you started blogging and chatting about it, and you just sat there and just wrote about your change and what was going. You started it.
You found your passion,
Yes.
you were true to yourself, and you actually went out there and found a way to implement it.
Now, you didn't quit right away, right?
No. What I teach women to do, or women who are thinking about, well, I'm so sick of my corporate job, I don't want to be there anymore. What I teach them to do is to transition. It took me a long time, Michael, to take a look at my life and I was feeling powerless, right? When we're powerless, we complain, right?
Right.
We start complaining, we whine, oh my God, those long shifts, blah, 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 my company this, my company that, because we're in that powerless stage. And then I had to look at myself in the mirror and go, but you're not powerless. You created this game that you're in. You created this life that you have. So if you don't want this life anymore, Naomi, it's time for you to stop complaining about it and go play the game that you want to play. Go do it. Go actually physically do it. And so I didn't know anybody, and I just started doing it. I'm like, I'm just going to go out and I'm going to start talking to really successful people. And I started blogging. I started writing about my life. I started talking about to real successful people. I started doing this model called the Summit Model, where I invite people to interview them. I really wanted to find out what they were doing to produce joy and abundance. And it snowballed into now I'm an international best-selling author. I'm here with you. So you don't have to get up and quit your job. But while you are working, you can still take time out to say, okay, I'm going to do some of the work so I can figure out who I am. And then you put a plan in place, an action plan that's going to get you to that goal to transition out of your job.
I think the key thing that you said there, and Brendan, I'm sure you would agree with me, was that you were first in this state of mind of, I hate, the economy's the problem, my job's my problem. And then when you realize that you're the problem because you created your environment, and you started realizing that if I needed to change, I needed to recreate and take action in that, which I think a lot of people are in that moment right now, and some may not be, but the thing is your environment's based on what you think and what you say.
Yeah, and you have to look at things that are maintained and controlled by self. There's things that you can do to take action that are going to change the way things go going forward. There's a lot of things that you just are not in control in. You can't control whether or not your job keeps moving forward every day, but you can control the actions that you take within it. You can't control whether or not somebody subscribes to your blog, but you can maintain a nice quality, authentic blog that starts building up followers. And like Gary Vaynerchuk said, how many people until your blog is successful? It could be just one.
Yeah.
It could be one person that sees what you're writing and loves it, and all of a sudden they're a publisher and they want to put you on a book and they want to publish you.
Absolutely. And so you now stepped into the entrepreneur world, which that's a mindset in itself, right? Because you've come from 20 years of corporate and now you stepped into the entrepreneur world, and whoa, what's this about, right? And a whole different mindset. But
it
is. Share with us some of maybe the struggles that you went through, and then how you've been able to manage. And then I would love to hear some tips that we can give some of the women out there on what to do? Like, what are some of the next steps, whether men or women? But I know your focus is embracing women. But yeah, share with us like what were your challenges to go to that entrepreneurship and then being able to teach and do what you do?
Well, one of my challenges was I wasn't clear on what I wanted to do. And I think a lot of which leads me to the very first tip that I want to tell people is you don't have to be I want to tell your audience, you don't have to be 100% clear. So that was my challenge. It's like, well, I'm not clear on what it is that I want to do. But you just got to do it anyway. So then I just started a blog, and I thought I was going to be a relationship coach. So I just started talking about relationship. I'm like, that topic lights me up.
Okay.
I love relationships.
I love relationships. Let me talk about relationship. I know a few things about that. I've had some really unhealthy relationships, and I've healed them. And so for me, that was like the first step was to realize that I can't keep waiting. It's in the moment that you are doing. It's in that moment that the universe opens doors for you. It's in that moment that you start doing is that your brilliance starts coming out. You become brilliant because you're in your element. And so because I am a natural writer, I love to write, I'm in my element. So that opens the door for me. The second thing that I had to do was I had to actually join an entrepreneur community, a community that support entrepreneur. Because here I was a nurse, and everybody goes to work, from 7 o'clock in the morning till 7 at night, or they're working 7 at night till 7 in the morning. So I had nobody there for me. So they didn't understand my journey. They didn't understand what I was doing. So I had to actually physically put myself out there, go find a community to tap into that community with like-minded, right? So
Sure.
Like what we're doing here today, it's actually a good thing. If you're listening to this show, you're tapping in and you're listening to people who's been where you are, who's giving you, who's mentoring you, who's giving you the mindset that you need. And now it's super easy to do that because, we have Facebook, there's tons of entrepreneur community. So I joined an entrepreneur community. And then the third thing that I did was I really hired.
Naomi, we want to hold that real quick because we got to go to commercial, and I want to know that third thing. So when we get back,
want to know the
we
third
want to know
thing.
it. So that one thing, that number 3. So when we get back, this is Mike Driggers, Brandon Heights with 105.5 Money Talk in the Now with Naomi Soderman. All right, welcome back, and we had interrupted Naomi, and she was getting into this third thing about what tips as far as what you should do to embrace you and embrace the mirror. And I hate interrupting her, but our producer, Sean, he's a great producer, but he'll shock our seats if we don't go to commercial. Just kidding.
It's a little wet out, so I don't want to get electrocuted.
Yeah. So, but let's bring her back. And Naomi Soderman, international best-selling author for Embrace the Mirror. So, okay, you were telling us, recap the first two, and then let's get into the third thing. What's that third thing?
Okay, so going back to recap is first for you is to just start doing, right?
Right.
Find out what it is that you like doing, and then you start doing it. It doesn't matter what it is, doesn't matter how you're going to achieve it. You start doing it. The second thing is you want to actually find a community, find someone to work with, find a community that has entrepreneurs, other like-minded people that are just like you. And then the third thing that you want to do is you want to hire a transformational coach or a mindset coach. You want to hire someone that's going to help you watch your mindset.
Yeah, so let's talk about that because that's important because mentorship, a lot of people, and for a long time, I didn't understand mentorship until I actually experienced it and the importance of it. So let's drill down. Tell me more about why that's important.
Well, that's important because I think that when you're in your own environment, you have all these voices in your head, right? These voices that tell you either that, I always say for me, I have a faculty in my head, a whole faculty. And
Right.
They all tell me, hey, you're not good enough. Who are you? Your mom's an immigrant. Your English not good enough. You have an accent. This can't be done. This can't be done. And when you are in your own environment and you're hearing all of those messages, those negative programming in your head, that's when you need a mentor. You need someone that's going to bring you out of that, that's actually going to help you tap into your brilliance. And it's not something that you can do by yourself. And I don't care how many books you read, but when you're working with that person that's going to get you out of that energy, it actually helps you create what you want to create. And actually, I credit where I'm at today in the world, because when I stepped out, the very first thing that I did was I found a mentor to help me with the whole faculty that's in my head.
Sure. Get them to calm down.
Everybody pay attention.
Pay attention,
Hey,
right?
the bad thing though is if you did roll call and everybody answered back. That
Yeah.
now there's a
Right.
problem there. You need to see a specialist for that one.
yeah, exactly. So we all have those I'm not good enough. We all have those.
Yep,
you
the
know?
self-talk.
Or the self-talk. I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I've never run a business, and for me that was my big one. I've never run a business. I don't know anything about business.
Yeah.
So how am I going to be an entrepreneur, right? So and having a mentor, and I heard Brian talking about mindset a lot, right? So
Sure.
you need to be in that right mindset in order for you to create. And the more you watch your mind, the more brilliant you become, the more you are able to be authentically you and create what you need to create. And like he was saying earlier, it's like a domino effect, right? The more people you serve, well, the better your health, the better your wealth. It's a give and take.
Sure,
The
absolutely.
better your health, the better your wealth. I love that.
Yeah. Well, you can't
Yes.
have either or without either or,
Yeah.
So
And that's why it started off with this thing saying embrace who you are. Finding out
Right.
that discovering your passion, be true to yourself. And that is the whole thing why you wrote the book, Embrace the Mirror. Look in the mirror
Right.
and just be honest with yourself and even point out some of the flaws that you have so that you can overcome them. One of the biggest things
Yes.
about mindset is knowing what's wrong and how you have to get past it.
Yes, and embracing that, and embracing that. And for me, I have this, I'm more of everything has to be perfect, right?
We all know
And I
someone like that.
yeah.
to be perfect. If it's not perfect, and that part of perfectionist in me kept me from taking the leap, because I want everything to be perfect, and until everything's perfect, I can't do that. But when you're working with a mentor, you're working with someone who's saying, "Hey, listen, the blog post that you said you were going to do." My coach was like, "When does the blog go up?" Right?
Being accountable.
So,
Yep.
I become accountable, and it gets me into action. I have a few friends that were saying to me just the other day, I remember when you started this, it hasn't even been 2 years. Do you know that? And now you have a book, you're on radio shows, but it's having that person to help me watch my mindset, to help mentor me and groom me. And what a mentor does is they bring out your brilliance in you, and they believe in you naturally. They want you to succeed. So it's like having that person in your corner that's going to cheer you, because while everybody else, my family and all my colleagues are going, "Well, girl, we just don't know what you're doing. You just lost your mind."
Well, and Brandon, you
And my coach is going, "Yes,
you would agree.
you set up that vlog."
Yeah, you keep going, keep
Keep
going.
going.
Don't listen to those people.
Right.
Do your authentic
Right.
you.
Yeah, be you. In mentorship, we talk a lot about this because I have 5 different mentors that I mentor with. I mentor with Brandon. Brandon mentors with me, and because of our skill sets and what we do. But I agree with you 100%. Mentorship is probably the best thing you should do right away. Is find someone that can mentor you and guide you. Someone that's already been there. And part of the reason why is because it speeds up the process for you to get there. They've already been there. They know the route, right?
It
It's
collapses the time frame.
exactly, and they're going to save you from all the hiccups and issues that you're going to face on the way. And so I think it's probably one of the most critical things. And I'm glad to hear that you're definitely a big supporter of that.
Yeah, your 3 steps are
Yeah.
amazing. Find that authentic you, get involved with the community that supports that, and then find someone to help you get there. Find that person to help collapse that time frame. And then even more important, go read your book. Find that book that you just wrote, Embrace the Mirror. You guys take a moment
Right.
to download that thing and dig through it, because she might be your perfect fit. You don't know. So
Yeah.
on that note, how do we get a copy of your book?
To get a copy of my book, you just have to go to embracethemirror.com. You can order the autographed copy of the book, or you can go to Amazon and you can get the book shipped to you from Amazon, and it's currently available right now.
So the book is called Embrace the Mirror.
Embrace the Mirror. It's a bestseller, and they can get it two ways. They can visit my website and get a copy. If they visit my website, I autographed the book and sent it to them. If they go to Amazon, they can also get it at Amazon.
That's awesome. That's great.
Yes.
So I always like to ask, oddball questions. What?
No, not Mike.
No, really?
Oddball questions?
Yeah. So here, I got a real good oddball. If you were to pick one song that described you, what song would it be and why?
It would be Mariah Carey's song, "There's a Hero Inside of You."
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Why
I
is
knew
that?
that too, right
You,
off the bat. There
nailed
wasn't
it.
even any
She
hesitation.
nailed it.
Yes, and that's all part of embracing who you are. Like when I started embracing myself, that I was this authentic person who loves to ride, who wants freedom, who I hide the fact that I wanted to have a lot of money and travel and do amazing things. That song really connected with me because I found the hero in me to overcome all of the limiting beliefs that I had, to really walk away from my tribal family. I don't know if you know anything about Haitians. We're like the Mexicans.
Okay. Big cultured family,
Yeah,
deep family culture. Yeah.
Right. We don't leave home. And when I left home, I moved to California, 3,000 miles away. Nobody's ever done that. You eat your same food. You don't really interact. So you're in your culture. And but when I decided to be authentically me, I found that hero inside of me that was able to put one foot forward and keep moving on.
That's awesome. That's great. Now, what is probably the biggest challenge that you see that a lot of these folks have that's trying to embrace the mirror?
Well, the biggest challenge that they have is the people in your environment. Whoever you hang out with, that's what you become. And my grandmother, for some reason, used to tell me that as I was a child, and she would always say, "If you show me your friends, I will know who you are." And she would always say stuff like that. So for me, I feel like for everyone, the biggest challenge is the people that we are around. A lot of the time, the people that we are around, they reaffirm those negative self-talk that we already have anyway. So when I said I wanted to create a business doing everything that I love and enjoy to do, everyone told me it would never work. What do you mean it will never work? Like, how is that going to work? So I think that's the biggest challenge for a lot of people is, one, you're already fearful that you're going to do this. And then when you have the confirmation of so many people telling you that it can't be done, then it makes it a lot more challenging. So for me to even had the courage to pick up the phone to walk out, I remember this clear as day. I looked for a coach, and I called them on a Sunday, and I said, I know it's Sunday, but I've been hearing a lot of things about you, and I think that you're the person that can coach me through this. And because I didn't have the strength on my own, I needed that cheerleader. And I remember walking in his office, and I remember he told me clearly, he says, "Naomi, at any time and point that you decide to play a different game, you can play it. Are you ready to play a different game?" So that's why I am where I'm at today. But I think that is the main thing that keeps us trapped is our environment, the people that we are around. So if you can take yourself out of that environment and start being around the people that are doing what you're doing, that are successful, that are talking about mindset, that are filling your cup, then it's a lot easier to make the transition.
Absolutely.
Especially when you have that support, right?
Embrace the Mirror is her book, everybody. You guys got to go to embracethemirror.com, download her book. Get on it right now. Start finding that true passion, that authentic you, that business that you want to go after, or even more, just start living a life of abundance. So Naomi, thank you so much for being on today.
Thank you.
Yeah,
no
we
problem.
we
Thank you.
appreciate.
I appreciate you guys having me. It's just always great to inspire people to live their best self.
Yes.
Yeah, we appreciate you. Thank you. And folks, stay tuned. We're going to come back and wrap it up with here at In the Now with Brian Heinz and Mike Driggers.
Brandon Heinz. You
Brandon
called me Brian.
Heinz. I know because she said it
said it earlier.
Brandon, sorry. Brandon Heinz. I don't know where my mind is. Anyways, Money Talk
It's in the
105.5. All right, Sean's giving us the signal that we're
back.
live.
We're back.
He is an amazing producer. He keeps us on track. I love it. Hey, what'd you get from that talk? What'd you like?
For me, man, it was just embracing the mirror. So it all starts with you.
Yeah,
It's like the book she wrote. Nothing starts till you do, right?
right.
Nothing starts until you really set your mind there. And I mean, during our mentorship calls over the last 2 weeks, it's really all been about all that, right? So all of our mentees that are involved with our mentorships, we're talking about, being true to yourself and setting that action plan to become that person. If you want something different in your life, then something's got to change.
Yeah, and you're in control of it.
Yeah, maintained and controlled by you. Everything that you're going to take action on, you have to stop for a second and realize, is this maintained and controlled by me? Because if it is, then you can change it.
Yeah.
If there's outside circumstances like the friend telling you, hey, you shouldn't do that, that's not a good way to make money, but yet they have no money.
Folks, those are crab people, right?
That's the things that you got to change. If you guys want to live your authentic life and transform into something different, then do it.
Yeah.
But you have to start with, what do I want?
Yeah.
And then so the biggest piece for me is just looking in the mirror and really being truthful with yourself of what you're going to accomplish and why. What's the reasoning behind it?
Well, one of the things that I liked about what she said, she wasn't sure, right? And so she got mentorship, and she still took action. And the thing is you got to think of it like a puzzle, where you have these pieces that you're creating this image of what this puzzle is. And you have this vision. You can have enough vision to see where you are, but getting that mentor and stepping through and moving forward to put all the pieces together, it just takes action. And don't be afraid to take action, because the one thing I've learned is everything I've ever wanted to do, even for this radio show, everything, once I decided, the how was always figured out. Things came into my life that would help me get there quicker, right? And that's how we met, right? We kept asking for certain things, and then all of a sudden we're aligned, and we have a lot of the same beliefs. And you can't listen to those crab people out there, because that's what their job is. If you haven't heard the story about the bucket of crabs, what happens is when you have a bucket of crabs, these crabs are trying to get out of the bucket, and as soon as one's up at the top and almost out, another crab will grab up and pull that person back down. And that's what these people are that are in your life, that are telling you can't do it, or that's too risky, or don't do that. Look, I mean, you learn by the mistakes you do, and you learn by the successes you have. So don't be afraid. Just have that vision, get that mentorship, and get out there. And that's I think the big part that I'm going to walk away with for the show today is that just have that vision and take action.
Yeah, and I mean, step 2 that she talked about is, join a community that supports what you're going after. There is a network group for everything.
Everything.
There's a meetup group for everything. So whatever it is, if you want to open up crocheting patterns.
Yeah. Gabby and I just recently we have a networking group for pugs.
Really?
Yeah, there's a pugs.
I bet.
So we went and we were taking our Otis, our pug, marketing pug, I call him. He's my marketing pug, to the boss, to this networking group, right? So there's networking groups for everything.
There is. So, I mean, step 2, and once you've identified what you want to do, find out where they're hanging out.
Yeah.
Go on the blogs, go on the internet, find the Facebook groups, go to the local networks, go to Meetup, look for them. Like, you can make this transition if you want it.
Yeah, and if you're not technical, maybe you don't do blogs, which is really easy. I mean, go on YouTube. If you ever want to learn how to do something, just go to YouTube.
Yeah.
I mean, I just learned how to repair leather on YouTube, right? Because I got to fix something that got torn. And so, but look, have a success journal. Just every day, write out your transformation in a journal, right? And then later on, you can always get that typed up and transcribed. And guess what? Oh, my God. You could have a book.
A book.
What?
The book is out.
A book?
All from notes.
I'm an author? Wow.
Recording your videos. I mean, there's so many ways. I mean, this lady put a book out.
Yeah.
She said writing was her passion, so maybe yours is video.
Yep.
Maybe yours is going to meetup groups and connecting with people. But once you found those 3 steps you talked about, the authentic you, finding that group that supports what you want to do,
Yep.
and then finding a mentor to get you through it. So in Design It, we teach all of those main fundamental steps so that you can design a business to gain your life. And this is for people transforming out of corporate America, people currently working in entrepreneurship and looking to grow a little bit more, for business owners who want to grow a little bit more. We tell you all the time, go to designitcourse.com and take a look at the course. Look at what we're going through there. Listen to some of the testimonials and just know that this is why we teach this course. This person today, Embracing the Mirror, this book she wrote, Naomi is nailing it right here. And it shows the pattern that she did in over 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
So last 2 years, she's really been growing with this because she really went focused and tapped into what her creative point was. She's embracing it.
Yeah. Hey, I love the fact that she even went through challenges, right?
Yeah,
As
we
an
all do.
entrepreneur, everybody does. So don't, that's the thing is the fear is what keeps everybody from taking action. And like I said, don't be afraid. Take one step at a time. Just, make sure the easiest way is find someone that's already been there and ask them how to do it.
Yeah, you saw she did the summit model, she called it.
Yeah.
Where she went to these groups that she was in and she interviewed the ones that were doing something similar to what she was doing and just interviewed them like, hey, how did you get there? What were the struggles you faced?
Yeah.
What should I watch out for?
Yeah.
That's the mentorship. It doesn't have to just be this guy that you hire or this lady that you hire to get you there. Those are the ones that are going to get you there faster. But you can do some research in the beginning. You can start finding out. We call it surveying. You got to survey.
Yeah.
Ask them what's going on and then do it.
Yeah, make sure it's, I always survey people outside of my network because I want their fresh perspective. And then I'll go to the inside and listen. But I don't listen to the negative side. I'll listen to what their objections are and then see if it's valid and go from there. But yeah, we teach this in our Design It course, right?
Yeah.
We teach this in how to do that and be part of it. And we have an event coming up in April, and then May, we also have another event,
Yeah, Instant
right? Our
Authority.
brand new course called Instant Authority Now. So for those that are in a business that want to position themselves as authority, or maybe you have a desire to inspire others, we have a course that's coming up, and you can go to instantauthoritysecrets.com and take a look at it from there. And both of ours, if they use the coupon code DESIGNIT105, they get it for $97, I believe, or free.
Yeah, this is a free promo. So
free promo.
designitcourse.com.
Yeah.
Use the promo DESIGNIT105 and register for a free ticket. Bring a friend. Have them register with you. If there's someone in your life who's looking to build an authentic business and grow it and needs to tap into their entrepreneurship, Design It's perfect. Design your business to gain your life and move that step forward.
Yeah. So you're telling me that I can get free mentorship in a 3-day courses, Design It and Instant Authority. So for free.
Yeah.
3 days.
To all of our
Mentorship.
listeners.
To all listeners. So look, we're talking about mentorship, going out and finding. Start stepping out there. If that's something you want to start positioning yourself, your authentic you, and you want to start doing something around your passion and how to do it, you've got to come to our course. You've got to come to both of them and check it out, because we're there to serve. We're servant leaders, and we're here to help you. So
today was amazing.
yes.
What she's accomplished is amazing. These are why we bring these guests on for you guys, is that we want you to understand that you can have what you want. You really can.
I didn't get to ask her the question, what did we not ask?
What did we
you
not ask?
that we should have?
But we got some really good ones. I love the one about the song.
Yeah.
She had it
nailed
too,
that.
right then. It wasn't
Like-
like that was we did not ask her ahead of time. That was just
That was-
completely off the hip.
That is amazing, because other times I've asked people that and they're like stumbling, they're not sure. Well, let me think about that. But she's like, boom, this, and this is why. Like, she knew it.
Well, she knew because she's been embracing the mirror.
Yeah.
So the guys that want that book still, it's embracethemirror.com. Go on there /write to book, or just journey around her page, get to know her, reach out to her. She loves contact. She told me right off the bat, have anybody reach out to me that wants to. If they want to go to my website and talk to me, embracethemirror.com, download the signature version of her book, and make it happen. So right now for you guys, there were some key points,
Yeah.
Create a business that's authentically you, because it's going to build abundance in your life.
Which is fulfilling.
Fulfilling. It's the passion that's behind everything.
Yeah.
It's what's allowing you to be better and to strive more and have more abundance in your life. And joy is so important. If you're not happy, then what the heck is going on?
Yeah. Yeah. The definition of insanity, I'm
Yeah.
sure we've all heard.
You've
Right?
heard my commercial. It's just the same thing over and over again. And some of us get stuck in that rut where we do the same thing over and over again. Well, you just need to stop for a moment and embrace your authentic self and find out what it is you truly want to do.
You got to get off that freeway.
And
that
then get
hamster
out of your
wheel.
way. Like
Yeah.
hire that mentorship to move you out of your own way.
Yeah. Yeah. So if somebody's in a position that they're just like stuck, how do they break through some fear?
Knowing what they want.
So creating a plan.
So if you're scared of something, then you have to know that you don't want that in your life. That's your unwanted present state. What do you want instead of that? Registering the subconscious mind to bring it forward to the conscious mind to actually get it out of your way. So knowing what you don't want and then identifying what you do want.
That's awesome. Hey, we had an amazing show today, and we're excited for next week. We've always got some great learning and education that we get from every show, and our audience gets to participate in what we learn. This is our way of learning things. So
yeah, and I want to thank all the listeners, and more importantly, I want to
Absolutely.
thank my family, Mason, Maddox, Journey, my beautiful wife, Veronica.
Yep.
I know you
Gabby
wanna feel-
was on
Gabby.
there. She was on our live stream. She
Because
says, I love this topic today.
You guys are my abundance.
Yep.
You're my joy. I mean,
Oh.
there's so much stuff that me and Mike are doing all the time, and we have to come home to our abundance of joys.
Yes. Also our staff.
Yeah, our staff is amazing.
They're amazing.
They have always
folks.
supported us, and we couldn't be here without them. So thank
Curtis,
you guys,
Michelle,
Curtis, Michelle,
all those
everybody,
folks.
Dan,
Yep.
everybody out there.
Yep, absolutely. So we appreciate you. We'll see you next week on In the Now with Mike Driggers and Brandon Hines on Money Talk 105.5.
Bye, honey. I love you.
Bye, honey. I love you.